Last Friday, Derek Chauvin was shivved 22 times in the library by another inmate. And now we know who the other inmate was. His name is John Turscak. He's 52, and he's already served 27 years of his 30-year sentence. And with 3 years left until freedom, apparently decided, I'm going to murder somebody.
Well, he's 30 months to the gate, as they say. He's 30 months to getting out. And he planned this. He's terrified of getting out because they say there's a contract out on him. And this is why he did this. But he wanted to be high profile and he wanted to stay in prison, which I understand his reasoning as to why he did that.
So can I ask you, if that's the case, he would have said something like, here's my reason I did this.
No, he's not going to tell
Black Lives
them that.
Matter.
Well,
so you're saying that that's just a story that's being fed by the jail? By the prison?
Well, Ash, you know what? He didn't tell them, gee, I wanted to stay inside.
Turscak is also a member of the Mexican Mafia. And are you ready? An FBI informant.
And here's the deal. This guy, John Turscak, he was a federal informant for the FBI like in 97, 98. And he cooperated in a huge Mexican Mafia investigation. There was like 40 people. Now, he picked up a grip of time himself. The guy's been locked up for what, 20, 22 years? Well,
he admitted to carrying out a number of crimes while working as an undercover FBI informant, but was furious during his sentencing and told the judge the FBI made him do it. Quote, I didn't commit those crimes for kicks. I did them because I had to if I wanted to stay alive. I told that to the FBI agents, and they just said, do what you have to do. The complaint says Turscak at first denied wanting to kill Chauvin. And then the complaint says the Mexican Mafia guy waived his Miranda rights when the FBI agents showed up to interview him. First of all, why is the FBI conducting the interview? The FBI only shows up to prison murders as if someone's ordered a hit or if the perp or the victim was still informing, or all of the above. And why does a guy who knows the criminal justice system waive his Miranda rights? And wait until you hear what the FBI says he confessed to. It's just too perfect.
First of all, there's some weird things going on. The BOP has something called, that's the Federal Bureau of Prisons, called SIS, Special Investigative Section. They have people that are called SIA, Special Investigative Agents. They will investigate the crime, and then it takes about a week or so, and they'll refer it to the FBI. Well, the FBI picked this stuff up, I don't know, a couple days after it happened. So they're kind of fast-tracking things, and he's not going to be honest with them and say, well, gee, I just wanted to stay in prison.
The FBI claims that the Mexican Mafia guy wanted to murder Chauvin on Black Friday to symbolically avenge Black Lives Matter. So let me get this straight. The Mexican Mafia member who poisoned blacks his whole career with drugs and who was incarcerated during the Black Lives Matter movement is a social justice warrior.
First of all, the BOP, they're shorthanded across the country. They are. After COVID, people left, people retired. And on Black Friday, because it's a holiday weekend, essentially, there was probably a really, really short shift of staff working. So they weren't prepared for this to happen. I mean, it is a medium security, but he picked this day, has nothing to do with blacks or Mexicans or Black Lives Matter. He knew he had a better chance of pulling this off with a short shift of staff on duty. He's a white guy. He's not affiliated with Black Lives Matter. He's not affiliated with the Mexican Mafia. They would like nothing more than to kill him.
And anybody who knows anything about prison knows the Mexicans stay with the Mexicans, the blacks stay with the blacks, and the whites stay with the whites. Mexican inmates don't just start murdering white inmates to show solidarity with black inmates. Maybe. But here's what's mysterious. Turscak is listed as white, and the origin of his name is Croatian. Now, how many Croatians do you know in the Mexican mafia? I didn't know the Mexican mafia was so diverse. So this woke Croatian Mexican mobster FBI informant has been suddenly moved to a new federal prison. For whose protection exactly? We're not sure.
And this protective custody stuff, Tucson Medium, I mean, he's not PC. He has run of the yard. There's different kinds of federal prison, although having like minimum, low, medium, and high, they have something called a dropout yard. And a dropout yard is where they put people that are like sort of protected, but they're not. The staff can't be everywhere. It's like RJ Kelly, he's sitting in Butner, North Carolina as a sex offender. That's a dropout yard. So they're real careful about who they put in these places. You know, what's his name? Turscak, he really hadn't gotten any trouble while he was there.